Hey, and welcome back again to your social media Q&A. I'm with Paul Shin today, and we're going to go over some of the questions from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from my channel. I guess we'll just get into this. We're going to start with Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob. He says, I have a question, please. My accelerator pedal is upside down. Can you tell me how to correct this? Air points up instead of down. Now, I'm not quite sure I understand that last part, but how is an accelerator pedal upside down? Can that happen? What do you think he's talking about? What could have happened?
I guess if the linkage was installed upside down, that wouldn't work either. I mean, the linkage is all pretty much the way it goes. There's the two bolts that hold it onto the back of the block. And how's it up? I have no idea. I don't know. Send us a picture.
Yeah, Bob, send us a picture.
Yeah,
that would
please.
be a huge help, and then we can go over the next time.
And I'll send you a picture of what it's supposed to look like, and then you can see if what you have is really what you are supposed to have.
Okay, I like this. Getting some plans made. This is from Christopher. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, Christopher.
He says, one of your videos you used a circuit breaker fuse instead of a glass fuse. Where did you get this?
Bert's.
Bert's.
Yeah, put it up right here.
Right there?
Right, no, just put it right over
there?
My face. Yeah, just put it right
over
here.
your face?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
In your face. Okay, Susie.
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Susie. She is saying, we have one hood latch that is not working as it should. Saw a rebuilt kit and wondered how to go about rebuilding the latch. The other three are perfect.
I have tried to rebuild latches and failed every time because you have to bend metal and all, and that metal doesn't really bend. It just fractures and breaks. And so what I do when I need to rebuild a hood hinge, there's this great kit that you buy called a hood hinge. And you buy it from, Bert's, Bratton's, Snyder's, Mike's, whoever. And you unscrew the one that's on your car and you go like this. And you take the new one out of the package and you put it on and you put the screws in and you're done.
Nice.
That's how I do it.
Do you like chuck it far?
As far as I can.
Okay, it's a good plan.
Resist the temptation to try and rebuild it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do. I don't know. I mean, you're probably more skilled at metalwork than me. I'm terrible at it.
It might make you cuss.
Yeah, I cuss.
All right, Kevin. Hey.
Hi, Kevin.
He says, do you have a two-tooth steering box adjustment video?
No, but there is one coming.
Ah, nice. All
soon.
Right.
Well, maybe not that soon, but it's coming. Yeah, it's on the way.
Coming to you soon from a garage from Paul soon.
Far, far away.
All right. Hey, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
He says, when winching a Model A onto a trailer or pulling a Model A, where do you hook the tow straps?
Run the straps around where the front spring perches attach to the axle. Right there.
Okay. Can you explain to him what happens if you put the tow straps in the wrong spot?
You bend the axle. And I've got a video coming up just about that.
Hey, look forward to that.
Yeah, in fact, Bob's teaching it.
Okay, very good. It's always good. Even the most things that seem simple. They're so important.
Yes.
Yes. Adam.
Hi, Adam.
He says, any insight or instructions on building a speedster with a fuel tank in the back of the back seats? Do they require a fuel pump?
Well, building a speedster is this close to building a hot rod.
Yeah. So it's kind of a no-no in our book.
A little bit. But, if you got a basket case car and that's the only way, maybe the chassis is good, make something. Yeah. Okay, we'll pretend that's how it is so that I can rationalize this answer.
You got to give him some therapy later.
Yes. Fuel tank in the back. Yes, you need a fuel pump. Absolutely. What a lot of people do is they use an electronic fuel pump so that that way, and they rig it to the ignition switch. So when the ignition's on, the fuel pump runs. When the ignition's off, the fuel pump stops. And that's kind of cool.
All right.
If that's what you're going to do, I guess.
Okay. To each their own. Whatever makes him happy. Floats his little boat.
Although driving speedsters is kind of fun.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. It's like total Model A hot rod,
All right, Karen. How's it going?
Hi, Karen.
He says her husband is wondering where to find the timing wrench you used in this video. That's one of your videos. Okay. And he also wants to find the clear distributor cap.
Oh,
that you had.
you know what's funny?
That was pretty sweet.
I keep one of those wrenches in my pocket almost every time I'm in the shop. So yes, here's a little shameless plug right there. So anyway, I bought, I don't know, hundreds of these things, and I've given them all away except for 2.
Oh, wow.
I am planning on buying more from Nurex, which is the supplier of them. Unfortunately, Don Snyder beat me to it, so Snyder's bought thousands of these. They bought him out. So when I called Mark to ask him, hey, I want some more of the wrenches, can you hook me up? He says, Don Snyder just got off the phone 5 minutes ago and bought everything I had.
Oh, Don.
Dang it! So anyway, I guess Snyder's probably has them in stock right now then, instead of me. Oh, and as far as the clear distributor caps, just so happens I have a bag of them right here. Look at that. I got about 50 clear distributor. I know.
50?
I got 50. Well, because when we go to Texas, I want to give these away.
Oh, neat.
I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't know if I'm going to say like, hey.
This is the coolest.
Oh yeah, these are the ones I did in the video with Gandalf. In fact, I showed. They're actually kind of helpful for when you're troubleshooting distributor stuff. You can actually see each of the sparks hitting the terminals inside the.
Man, that's sweet.
So here's a whole bag full of them. Mike's has them in stock. I will put the link right here.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Mike's Affordable. They ordered them special, had them made, have them in stock. And I ordered a whole gob of them from Eric before they ran out.
Wow.
So I featured those in a video, and also the little filter that goes on the fuel shutoff that goes up into the tank. I featured those in this video. Eric sold out.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how many of those things, but he said he had to order 500 more. So I'm guessing he had 500. And I'm guessing everybody bought them after they saw him in the video.
Wow.
So, sorry.
Power suggestion.
I guess. I don't know. The power of YouTube.
Yes. So Jack. Hey.
Hi, Jack.
He says, can you run LED headlights bulbs without adjusting the third brush in the generator?
If you have the generator set for like 3 amps or so, yeah, absolutely. They run just fine.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice.
Okay. Astra work.
Oh, hey, Adrian.
Hey.
What's up? Guten Tag.
He has a little bit of some information here.
Oh.
So he gave it to her. I'll put it up there so everybody can read it. It's always neat seeing what people are saying. But he's saying regarding the carburetors, I heard that today's repro jets have problems with accuracy. Some have the wrong diameter. Others aren't exactly round and cause poor atomization. Atomization. I can't get that out of my mouth right either. Is there a good quality source for them?
Yeah, my toolbox. Well, Bob and I took, we had that load of carburetors we bought from the junkyard that time and saved a bunch of Model A carburetors.
Oh, nice.
And took all the jets out of them because they were going to get crushed anyway.
Wow.
And we're still working off of that batch. So if you can find an original set of jets, swap meets, stuff like that, that's your best bet. Otherwise, I think Steve at Burt's can test jets for you before he sells them. I don't know if he still does that, but I think he might. But he also has a lot of original parts. So call up Steve over at Burt's. Tell him you know me. We're pals, and he'll charge you more.
You're BFFs forever.
Yeah, we're BFFs. So,
okay.
Yeah, call up Steve over at Burt's and see if he has any, or swap meets. Find some originals.
Nice. Thank you. And Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
He seems like a sweet dude. We have so many nice people. Anyways, he says you answered one of his questions about the Model AA transmission or overdrive. He says another one that he has, it concerns high compression cylinder heads.
Okay.
Says he's pretty sure he has a Babbitt engine.
Okay.
He was told not to go over 5.5 compression on an aftermarket cylinder head.
Okay.
In this, is this the case? He says.
Is there more to it, or is it?
Yeah, he says, can I go higher, or is there much benefit in doing it?
Okay, well, the 5.5 head is about as far as you want to go with Babbitt. Now, if you are really conscientious about your spark advance as you're driving and everything, yeah, you can go higher, but man, does it get touchy. So, yeah, I mean, we've run the 6.1 heads. We've also run the 7 point whatever Winfield heads. We've tried different ones, and The problem is the Model A. What's nice about it, with a nice stock head in its stock form, Model A is not picky at all. I mean, people who never even saw an automobile before learned how to drive a car in a Model A. That was like their first car they ever saw. So they made it kind of, I hate the term, but it's, idiot proof. You've heard that. So what's nice is a stock. I'm not saying anybody's an idiot. I'm just using the term. So the Model A itself in its stock form is nice and forgiving and all that. So the higher in compression you go, the less forgiving it is. The more picky it starts to get. With a 5.5 head, so it goes from the stock head to the 5.1, which people also call a C head, which is like what Bob likes to run. He likes the 5.1 heads. They run real nice. Those are the heads that came on the Model B starting in 1932. So then from the 5.1, it goes to 5.5. That was also called the police head. So the 5.5 heads that Snyder sells are almost an exact replica of the Ford police heads, which are, rare these days if you ever find one. I've got one on the shelf. It's staying right there. So those heads are about the best compromise, I think. So as you go higher in compression, you start to lose some of the low idle. You also start to lose the ability to just throw the spark advance anywhere and it drives. It starts to get pickier, not only with too much advance, but too little advance. So as you get to the 6.1 head, it gets noticeably picky. And if you're not on it, if you're not really watching what you're doing, you will generate too much cylinder pressure. You will pound the babbitt on the lower end. You will crack the babbitt. It will happen. It's not if. It will. So if you want to go with a higher compression head, go inserts. Have the engine rebuilt, go full inserts, and then you can run whatever you want. But otherwise, your 5.5 head, I would stick with that, and it will be very forgiving to a point. But if you run too much ignition timing, you will notice it. It will complain.
He has a little bit more to it.
Oh, there's more. You get a bonus.
He was also told that I have to adjust my driving habits when having a higher compression cylinder head.
Yeah, like I just said.
Yeah, to be much more mindful of my spark advance. Is that the case?
Yep.
And I guess that's kind of maybe what you answered, right?
Yeah, because a Model A, some people that set their timing where top dead center is exactly where the spark break is, then with 4 degrees of advance per notch, 10 degrees, that's 40 degrees of advance. With a stock head, believe it or not, you can get away with that. You can get away with 40 degrees of advance. Throw a 5.5 on there, you will not get away with it. You will eat head gaskets so fast.
That's scary.
Yeah. I know people that bring 3 or 4 head gaskets with them just going on tours because they're going to go through. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I try not to tell anybody anything. I'm not telling them their business. It's their car. They can do what they want. They say, well, I get so much power out of this thing. Yeah, you do for a little while. And then it bites you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your babbitt hates your guts.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right. Robin.
Hi, Robin.
He says, is there such thing as a leatherback 2-door sedan, or was it just a 4-door and Victoria that had a leatherback option?
The Victoria was the leatherback 2-door sedan. So, yes and no.
Yes.
As far as regular, what you and I know as a 2-door sedan, no. But the Victoria, that has the one that has the bustle, they call it, where the rear is kind of, fancy. That was the leatherback 2-door.
And Martin. Hey,
Hi, Martin.
He says, you're such a strong advocate for mechanical brakes, and I read and see that the parts suppliers offer a brake floater kit. Is this any good, and what do you think about them?
If your brakes are worn out, the parts in the brakes themselves, the pins, the levers and all that, if all that's wore out, brake floaters are a good way to put a Band-Aid on it. But the right thing to do is to fix it. To put parts that are not worn out, then you don't need floaters at all. In fact, floaters actually make it harder to adjust the brakes properly and all that.
Oh, wow.
They do not stop better with floaters. If you are comparing it to worn out brake system with floaters versus a not worn out brake system without them, the not worn out brake system without floaters will outstop that car every day of the week. But what people do, I don't know why. I don't know if it's a car guy thing or what, but what we tend to do is, so the fuel tank's leaking, so we just put thicker gas in it,
Thicker gas?
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Thicker dinosaur
Rather
juice.
than fix the whole, you get dinosaur thighs instead of dinosaur wings, and you pour that in there. You know, that way it leaks slower, and then we call it fixed. I don't know. That was a lousy analogy, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. We've got Amy here.
Hi, Amy.
She's got a picture here that I will put up there so you can see what it looks like. It's a cutie patootie vehicle here. She says, I just got this Ford. I was told it was a Model A, but then someone said it's a T. Did they make a hybrid?
No.
Or do you think it was restored with some Model A and T parts? What can I check? Any advice appreciated?
That's like a late Model T.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the nickel, radiator shell and all that.
Yeah,
but they put wood wheels on it. It's supposed to have spoke wheels.
The first thing I thought of, it looked like a T right away to me.
Oh, it's a T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling, but it is cute. Oh my gosh. And why somebody would say it was a Model A to you, that's just not right.
It's a Model T.
This is from Hal.
Hi, Hal.
Hi, Hal. He also has a vehicle that he has in question that he was hoping that you could answer, so we'll see. It was his dad's second car, and he thought that somebody had told him it was an A, but he's not so sure after watching a bunch of your videos, and he was hoping to get some educated guess from you, so I'll put it up there so you can see what it looks like. And so what did you think that it was?
That looks like a Chevy to me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look at the radiator shell on that. It almost looks like a 29 kind of radiator shell, more. But I think that's a Chevy.
Yeah, and the bumpers seem a little different.
Yeah, it's a Chevy bumper.
Yeah, it's really cute, but yeah, it doesn't look like a Model A to me either.
No, it looks Chevy.
Yeah.
But I bet there's a car guy out there that'll know exactly what that is.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. So once I put it up there, hopefully somebody can answer your question to
right in the comments below. What is it?
You guys, if any of you know what that is exactly, put it in the comments. That'd be amazing. Yeah, I love that picture of his dad. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Says, I have a 1931 Victoria that I just bought, missing the wood. Some of us out there are doing the same thing, but wood has gotten so expensive that we will try it ourselves. Did you get a kit, or did you do the top wood yourself? They've been asking for patterns and different things like that, and can't seem to find one. Now he's talking about the vehicle we have on the side of the property, which I'll put a picture up there.
The 34
so you
door.
know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I had it in one of my videos previously.
Okay, well, let me stop you there.
Yeah.
Fordwood.com is where we got our wood kit.
Okay.
And we have attempted to do wood before in a blind back, and no. I mean, it almost caused Bob and I to get a divorce. So, no. The problem is it's all three-dimensional, and there's twists, and there's all this weird, no. So, no.
So now you got the kit, and then you guys installed it in there.
Well, we've done several 4-doors now. That's probably our fourth one or fifth one, I guess.
Nice.
But yeah, wood kit, fordwood.com, and live happily ever after.
Okay, so the other question was, they're saying it looks like a rust-free car. Why not just sand and a metal prep the body?
I'm glad you asked. We used rattle can primer on it. And so we didn't really have a lot of body work to do, but there was just a few little spots we wanted to hit. So we kind of did it, sanded it, primed it, and put it on hold. I mean, we did that, I don't know, 5 years ago or more than that. Wow. It's been a long time. Anyway, so we kind of put it on the back shelf, and we just wanted to put it on hold for a while. The doors and all that are all done and everything. We primed it with rattle can primer, and then it sat. And then, of course, it sat outside for a couple of years at the guy who was supposed to sandblast it and prime it. So we like to use the epoxy primers on everything, inside and out and all that, before we do paint work. So we took that over to him in rattle can primer. He was going to sandblast it and then use the good epoxy primer on it, and then but he didn't. So the reason why we don't just hand sand it and all that, because that's crummy primer. We want good primer on it.
All right, Pat. Hey.
Hi, Pat.
Says, again, with this same vehicle.
Same car. Okay.
I didn't know how much wood there was either. And at this or any stage, would it be better to replace the wood with metal supports? Is that possible or no?
I guess if you were really good with metal, sure. I mean, but...
You have to be really good.
Oh, man. And I'm terrible.
But they don't have any, like, patterns like they would with the wood, right? They don't sell them in metal.
No, you'd have to take the wood itself out, I guess, and make metal like the wood. I don't know. That's a good question.
Wow.
But I suppose there's a way. I mean, you could put the metal in and then just weld it all kind of in place. I don't know how you would like seal it from, moisture and rusting and all that once it's in. I don't know. I mean, the wood kind of sort of does that for you because we treat the wood, put the wood in, screw everything together, glue it, I don't know. I bet if you're really good with metal, I bet you could do it.
Yeah.
But I'm terrible.
Our neighbor across the street, Jim, he could probably
Jim could do it. Yeah.
He's a
well, he would make a rat rod out of it, though.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
No.
You can't touch it.
He's not allowed.
All right, Wayne. Hey.
Hi, Wayne.
So he's talking about now with our now green mobile over there.
The Gandalf.
The
Okay.
Gandalf green now. He says he was commenting how he got that old paint looking like a shiny new penny.
Yeah.
And he says his 50 Ford had that same problem. He says, I can get it shiny too, but after a few months it's dull again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
explain that.
you need to go compound, polish, wax.
Mm-hmm.
Good wax. Don't buy cheap wax. If you're gonna cheap out on anything, cheap out on your compound.
Yeah.
Don't cheap out on your wax. Get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happens with the compound? Why does it go back to looking like that chalky yuckiness?
Well, the compound kind of cuts that top layer of paint. So if you imagine a layer of paint over the car, as paint just dries and dries, keeps drying more and more and more, eventually it tends to kind of crack apart. And the compound kind of cuts off that top layer and kind of does that with it and kind of smooths it out. This is terrible, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it kind of smooths it out, but you still have a few little gaps here and there. So the compound like we use has a glaze in it that kind of takes some of that material that you've removed, mushes it up and kind of pushes it into those cracks, for lack of a better term. Your polish will make that perfectly flat and smooth. Then your wax puts a seal.
Protection.
Yeah, but good wax will last a lot longer than cheap wax will, for one thing. Carnuva's great and all that, but these new waxes that are coming out, and people are using now the ceramic seal like we did, that Suma, S-U-M-A, Suma, whatever it's called, ceramic coat. Oh my gosh, wow. And that lasts like a year. I mean, of nice, shiny, looks like that.
Yeah,
for like a year.
This is how he gets our vehicles looking super duper shiny. Even our 29 that has like the original paint.
Well, yeah, but I didn't use compound on that though, because no, that paint's 100 years old. Ooh. There's no way I'm taking compound to that.
All right, that's good to know.
No, I'd rather go down a water slide covered with razor blades into a pool of alcohol than put compound on that.
So what did you do?
That is the dry washing guard.
Okay.
So dry washing guard is a kerosene-based cleaner, wax sealer, blah, blah, blah. That's all I've used on that. And the more I use it, the better it looks. But that paint isn't perfect. The closer you get, the worse it looks. But from 10 feet away, it's totally acceptable. Whatever. So that car, I would never take compound to that.
Okay. That's good
but
to know.
this car, however... when I bought it, it looked okay. I mean, it looked good, but I saw the thickness of the paint. I measured, I don't know, I think there was 12 mils or something more than it needed, So I thought, what the heck? So I started cutting on that. So first thing I did was color sand it, and then I started with compound, went to polish. From polish, I went to a wax that is used on buffers to clean. It's the McGuire's stuff. And then from that, now I go with dry washing guard, and that car looks like a mirror.
Yeah, it's sweet. And Jeff.
That was a long answer, sorry.
It's all right.
Hi, Jeff.
It's all good. And we only can learn from good information, so. All right, so this is again about Gandalf the Green when I was doing the waxing. It's the last one.
People love that car.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to see it get along. So he says, since you're about halfway through the vehicle, in real time, how long
We're
is it
not
taking
near
you?
halfway.
Well, that's because I had done half the vehicle.
Oh.
Remember when I was doing the compound stuff?
Are you sure he's not talking about the 30
No,
four-door?
he's not off Gandalf because I did half the car.
Because we're not anywhere near halfway
Well,
done with that car.
now, I mean, I did.
In fact, right now the car's outside because it won't start.
He's not talking about how it runs. He's talking about just my wax. No, I wasn't waxing.
Okay.
I was doing the compounding.
Compound, right.
But I did by hand.
Right.
I did half of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So I made like it so you could see the total difference between both halves.
Got it.
There you go. So he said, how long is it taking you? What would you say the difficulty or amount of the elbow grease is required? So I would say just doing it the way I did it, it took me about a half of a day. And yes, it made the car look super sweet.
For a week.
Yeah, for about a week. The problem is you know, I get really excited. I get I just want it done. And so I should have taken definitely a lot longer, although it made it look really shiny, really beautiful. When you do it like that, if you don't spend enough time by hand, just going and going and going until it gets really smooth and then wiping it off, it's not going to last very long at all. And that's has to do with the other person's too, where it only lasted like 3 months. It's you know, doing it, and then eventually it just kind of turns back without the polish and without the waxing.
Yeah.
From what I understand. So what I did was such a very temporary thing. And so, of course, what did it do? It ended up showing all the little swirl marks, all the compound stuff started showing, the grays started going around where it was done best. And so
it actually looked worse.
It did. Well, it doesn't look worse,
Yeah, it did.
but whatever. Anyways, if I had taken the time, it would take about probably a good solid 2 days if I had done it right. Taken the time to do each and every area until it got nice and smooth, and then blah, blah, blah. But then I would have had to still follow up with the polish, and I would have had to follow up with the wax, and which would take some more days. But in the long run, if you do it by hand, you don't have the equipment like the polisher that Paul just got me, it's well worth the time and effort, because then it's going to last a super long time, and then you just have to do the waxing and keep it up, and you know.
Yeah, well, the sport coupe all together, of course I was only working on it, you know, after work and weekends here and there, about 3 months.
Wow.
That's what it took, but it looks like that.
And you're not retired, so I mean, it's going to take some time.
If I was retired, or you know, if I had, you know, time off and wasn't working for a bazillion radio stations, it probably would take me about a week.
Yeah,
of just continuous, other than sleeping and eating.
Yeah. Well, because I don't think about the parts. Okay, you've got to do the big areas that you can do, but you can't get too close to those edges,
right.
And you can't go over those rounded parts. You have to do those just
by hand,
all by themselves, and do them just right, so you don't take away the paint.
The louvers and the hood, I think, takes the longest. Yeah,
so it's going to take a lot longer. And on that, of course, I wasn't going to be doing all the fenders because he's taking them in.
We're
to
going to
get
repaint
painted.
the fenders, yeah.
So yeah, it would have taken me a lot less time. But if you're going to do the whole car, then yeah, I can totally see it taking some weeks.
A week,
but it's well worth it. But I would say get the handheld thing to help you out, and that'll cut down on some of the time.
Power tools.
It's good exercise, and we all need exercise, right?
Yeah.
I'm losing some weight. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. Get ready for the summer body.
Get ready for the dad body.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for joining us, and we really appreciate every one of you. And I love your support, your comments.
Congratulations.
Yeah?
Yeah.
On what?
1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers. I couldn't believe it. 1,000 of you were so nice to me, and it's just growing.
Hit the subscribe button right there.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button. That's awesome. It just makes me all tickled every single time. And every time you guys send me a comment, I just, oh my God.
Send her a comment. It's a tickle.
Yeah, it's a tickle a second. All right. Well, thank you, Paul, for joining me today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, AT's teaching me all kinds of awesome stuff. I just know very basic, bare bone information, but he's like teaching me high tech, awesome stuff.
Well, you have tools now, so now you have
watch
to.
Out, world! I've got tools.
You have to do stuff now.
Yeah. All right. Take care, you guys. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you all.